Welcome to the Learning Creators presentation on 5 tips for ending your chapter. Ending a chapter is one of the most difficult points in any book. Do it wrong and your reader will decide your book is over before it has come to an end. Do it wrong and your reader will stop reading. But how do you end a book chapter right? In this article I'm going to discuss 5 tips to help you end a book chapter without leaving your reader feeling like it's time to hang up your book. While I normally write and teach non-fiction, these techniques apply equally to non-fiction and to fiction. Let us begin. Always end your chapter with a transition paragraph. Even if it is only one sentence long. What is a transition paragraph? Most chapters have a natural ending. That's partly why they exist. For example, you may use a chapter to discuss a particular subtopic or a particular question. When you've finished, you end the chapter. The problem is that the reader perceives that ending, and they will stop reading at that point. A transition paragraph helps the reader to move from the end of the current chapter to the beginning of the next. For example, let's say you have one chapter discussing why birds sing, followed by a chapter on how. You might end the why chapter with a paragraph saying, now that we know why they sing, the next question is how. Of course, you'll need to expand on that, but the basic concept will help your reader to transition from the why to the how. And they'll naturally want to continue reading. Always end your chapter on a high note. This can be either a case of high energy or high emotion. Of course, it's an easier thing to do with fiction. After all, you are constantly evoking and manipulating your reader's emotions in fiction. In a good way, of course. So ensuring that your chapter ends on a strong emotion is simply a matter of choosing when you will break the narrative. The same thing can be done with non-fiction. However, in non-fiction you are just as likely to be appealing to the intellect as you are to emotion. Another alternative is to end your chapter with a question or conundrum. Getting your reader involved by asking them questions, directly or indirectly, is always a good way to get them involved. By posing a question just before you switch your chapters, you'll get them to focus on answering your question. If done well, your reader will automatically keep reading, if only because they are looking for the solution to the problem you posed. Always know where you are going next. It seems silly, but many writers try to write in an organic manner. This higgledy-piggledy growth can leave your reader wondering what you are up to. And not in a good way. You should always leave a chapter knowing exactly where you are going in the next. And you should leave your reader knowing that you know where you are taking them. Don't always use the same technique. Although the tips I've given you are pretty well universal, there are a number of different ways that they can be used. For example, leaving a chapter on a high note is the base for the so-called cliffhanger. Cliffhangers are considered a cliché for a reason. They were used too often. If you use the same technique over and over in your writing, it will become a cliché and be unable to maintain your reader's interest. In fact, it may even turn them off. That is the end of our presentation. I hope you have enjoyed it and that the information will prove to be of use to you. Learning Creators teaches internet businesses, entrepreneurs and other experts how to create learning content including books, webinar, videos and live seminars. If you would like more information, or if you would like a free course on how to write an ebook in 24 hours or less, please visit us at http://www.learningcreators.com.